I need to warm up here with some questions. Is it possible growing a $100 account to being a big one like 25, 30K? Of course it's possible. Of course. It's just you know, in what amount of time? Exactly. If I were to tell you what you wanted to hear, you know, you probably wouldn't want to hear it. But if I were to be realistic and tell you how long that would take, like, to be honest, you know, growing $100 to what percent is that? $100 to 25, 30K. Also, why do you need 25, 30K exactly? What's the reason behind that? Is it to pay off something? Is it because you're in a current situation? One thing you don't want to do in trading is try to dig yourself out of a current situation using trading, because what that's going to do is it's going to add pressure behind each and every single little thing you do in Forex. Every time you take a position, you're like, oh fuck, here we go again. I gotta pay off this 25K stuff. I gotta pay off this, you know, let's say for instance you owe your like 5K in debt, right? Every time you take a trade, you're always gonna be like, man, if I win this trade, I'm $4,000 closer to my $5,000 debt goal, right? You move your TP, man, I'm moving my TP here. This trade is gonna run, and it runs, bro. I'll be able to pay off my 5K debt. You see what you're doing? Everything you do now, it's always gonna be based off of your current situation, and that's what you don't want to do in Forex, right? Like, you don't want to add that pressure and apply that pressure because trading is already hard enough itself, right? You want to move with what the market gives you, not move with what you need to grab, because the market doesn't care about what you need to grab. The market doesn't know your current situation. It doesn't know what you're going through, right? It doesn't know you. Hasn't spoke to you, right? It knows nothing about you, right? All it knows is that the market's gonna move how it wants to move, and your job is to adapt. But when you apply that pressure, you know, you need to make this by end of the month, you need to make this by end of the year, right? This by this date. You're gonna force trades, right? You're not gonna take your higher probability trades. You're gonna take like lower probability trades just so you can reach those goals, and that's the last thing you want to do. So, yeah. But $100 to 25, 30K without over leveraging, it's gonna take over a couple years, realistically. A couple years. But, you know, like, I'm just being honest. It's gonna take a couple years, and usually a lot of traders don't have, like, especially a trader asking that exact question. They wouldn't usually have the experience off of what I know. They wouldn't have the experience to actually sit through those years with that $100 and grow it to 25, 30K. They want that $100 to hit 500 this week, so that next week they can trade $500 and they flip that to $1,500, $2,000. So then the week after they can flip a $2,000 account to 10K. Like, they want just flips. They don't want to take the long route, which I get, you know, but you're never gonna make it in the industry if that's what you're gonna do. I'm just being honest. Like, you're not gonna make it. But $100, you know what you could do? You could learn the skill called compounding. So you could turn $100 into $101. You made 1%. That's good. I made 1% on Friday, right? The difference is 1% of $100 is $1 versus 1% of 900K is $9,000, right? But when you have that skill, it doesn't matter what account size you trade. No matter what account size it is, right? If you can learn to make 1%, you can make 1% any account size, and you'll get there over time, right? At first, yeah, it's gonna be $1. That's your 1%, but then your 1% might be $100 one day. One day it might be $1,000, right? And then you keep building, you keep making your way up and building your way up, but you have to have the skill to make that 1% in the first place, right? You can't just force yourself or force that account to get to, you know, 100x so that you can start trying and make the real 1%. That's what a lot of traders do, right? $100, they're like, oh, this is just play money. This is just $100. This is nothing to me, right? In your current situation, they'd be like, okay, let me get this account to 1,000, and then I'm gonna start trying. What does that mean, right? Because you're not just gonna wake up one day and be like, oh yeah, I got, you know, like you're not gonna wake up one day with a skill. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna take years to build that skill up, right? And just because you flip your account does not mean you have the skill, right? Longevity is a skill, right? Understand the long-term game is a skill, right? So like again, like it's gonna